But as you continue to see American tech, American financial institutions, American investors become more and more bullish on Bitcoin, on Ether, on all of these coins, at what point are you the only one sitting on the other couch?
Yeah, I've seen this before, right? If you go back to the 1990s with the dot-coms, right? Obviously, Wall Street really got behind these companies. They brought all these companies public that were losing money. The stocks ultimately went to zero. But what attracted Wall Street to the space was they saw an opportunity to make money. The public wanted this crap. And so they basically sold the public what the public wanted, because Wall Street is always looking for the easy path. Like, I'm not going to try to convince you to do the right thing. If you're willing to do the wrong thing and I can make a buck off it, that's what they're going to do.
Sure.
So basically, Wall Street was attracted to the money. The same thing is happening in crypto, right? A lot of these Wall Street firms that were saying the same thing as me, this is ridiculous, it's a Ponzi, it's a pyramid, it has no value. Some of these firms are now actively involved because of the money, because the price is so high and they're making a lot of money either booking the bets or bringing public companies that are in the space. And, there's a lot of people that have been attracted to the industry based on the paper money that has been made on the appreciation. And, this is typical of any kind of bubble. You get all sorts of misallocations of capital. This is unfortunate. And it's part of the problem because a lot of smart people are now wasting their time. We're wasting a lot of resources and capital creating cryptocurrencies. There's about 13,000 of these things now. And then you have all these NFTs that have been created too.
So this is what I wanted to ask you. I believe that, and to correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't believe in Bitcoin.
Well, I believe it exists.
It exists.
I don't believe it's money.
Yes. And do you believe in its future? Do you believe in its use case?
No,
Obviously not, right?
I don't think it has a future, and I don't think it has a use case.
Okay, so my question is then, let's zoom out.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the blockchain?
Well, blockchain is totally different from Bitcoin.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, well, now you're talking about NFTs. Now you're talking about a bunch of other random tokens. It's 13,000 of them. Do you believe in any of those? Do you believe in digital assets? Do you believe in NFTs, or is it the same? Like, this isn't real. It's all just fugazi.
Well, it depends on the asset. Now, if you have a digital currency that is backed up by a real asset, let's say you have a digital currency that is backed by gold. It's like a digital warehouse receipt for gold, just like the original paper currencies were backed by gold. That works. That's viable. That makes a lot of sense. That makes it easier to transact in gold. And so a crypto backed by gold can be a money substitute and be a viable medium of exchange, unit of account, store of value. So that's fine. Now, also NFTs, to the extent that they're attached to something real, right? If you're going to have title to real property, to real estate, to an automobile, there are a lot of ways that you can utilize blockchain. The problem is that so far, nobody's actually doing it to a big degree. So right now, the main use of blockchain is to create cryptocurrencies to gamble on. But in the future, maybe the blockchains will be used in more productive ways. I don't know how they're going to be used, but it's certainly a very interesting technology that has a lot of potential applications. But that doesn't mean that these digital tokens that are currently utilizing blockchain technology, that they have any value whatsoever. But that's where everybody is focused, because people have made money buying them. But they've only made money buying them because they can sell them to somebody else.
Correct.
I think there's hope for you, Peter. It sounds like you believe in the blockchain.
Well, but that has nothing to do with Bitcoin or any of these worthless currencies.
No,
I get where he's coming from.
Bitcoin's a cryptocurrency. Your digital assets is something he's in support of. I think we definitely need a revolution when it comes to digital proof of ownership, because everything's done digitally nowadays.
It's proof of owning a physical. Like, I hear people, like Michael Saylor all the time is talking about how Bitcoin is digital property, and he keeps talking about how it's so much better than actual property. Because, it's not like real estate, he said, because real estate, you have to pay property taxes, you have maintenance, which is true, but I can live in a house. I can get enjoyment out of a house. So, of course, I'm going to have to pay to maintain an asset that has value for me, right? I don't do anything with Bitcoin.
But you're starting to be able to do more and more. So I guess my question is, why is the idea of fiat paper any more feasible of an idea than a worthless digital Bitcoin because Tesla will allow you to drive off the lot by exchanging Bitcoins or Walmart or whoever.
Yeah, you're saying two wrongs make a right.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Which one's more wrong? And one gives power to people and the other gives power to government. Now, my situation on this has always been everybody that we talk to about crypto on the show has the same belief. You can't regulate it because it's decentralized. And I always crack a smile and I say, dude, listen, when the government wants to fucking regulate, they are the regulators. They will come in and they will squeeze the fuck out of you until they've regulated the unregulatable. They can do it. Whether it's a tax squeeze, whether it's a criminal squeeze, they'll find a way if they want to. So like you're starting to see these Chinese regulations start and that crackdown beginning over there. Do you think regulation is coming down the line for crypto?
Well, it is definitely coming. I don't think the government feels threatened by crypto. I mean, if they did, they would have hammered, cracked down on it sooner. But what they do want is to get in on the action. That's what the government, they see people making money in crypto. They want to tax it, right? That's what they want. Yeah. They want a piece of the action. They want their cut. They don't care if people end up losing money. It's just that between now and then, they want their tax revenue. But they also don't want people using cryptocurrencies to circumvent a lot of their anti-money laundering requirements.
Which is happening, let's be honest.
And of course, all of this, they talk about anti-money laundering as if they're going after terrorists or drug dealers. That's just the ruse that they tell the public. It's really all about tax compliance. The governments want to make sure that average Americans are paying their taxes, not the super rich, right? Because they have loopholes to avoid their taxes. It's the little guy who is cheating on his taxes because he can barely get by. You have a lot of small business owners, a lot of guys work for cash. They're not paying all their taxes. Though that's who the government wants. I mean, that's why in this Biden plan, they had this new thing where they wanted every check of $600 or more. They wanted the banks to tell the IRS, claiming that they're going after the billionaires. Look, the billionaires aren't evading their taxes with $600 checks, right? They're looking for the little guy. So what they don't want is for people to use Bitcoin to somehow get around all these reporting requirements. So they are going to crack down, and the cost to actually do anything with Bitcoin is going to go way up, because all of the companies that touch it are going to have lots of new, KYC, know your customer, anti-money, AML requirements that are going to be very, expensive to comply with as far as the regulation and the compliance costs. And so it's going to make it even less attractive to use the currencies.